Boom. Is connecting.
Hello, mate.
Hi, guys. How we doing? 1 second, okay?
Yeah.
All right, I think I should be good. Go ahead and speak up for me if you guys can.
Hello. Testing.
I think you're pretty good. I think everybody can hear you guys.
Hello.
So, guys, well, welcome. This is Sam and Nat. They're the creators, and I have the Corey Studios on here. These are the launch day creators for Corey Studios with GameStop, partnered up with GameStop NFT Marketplace. They are the creators of Stone Gods, Demigods, Neon Shadowpunks. Those are the three projects that are currently going live right now on GameStop NFT Marketplace. I'm looking at them on my screen at the moment. We're going to highlight some of your art pieces here. But in addition to that, guys, good morning and welcome.
Thanks very much for having us, man.
How's it going? Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Awesome, guys. These guys, just so we all know, you're the second one that I've had on today. I'll probably get another one on later on today, but I will tell you this. On your artwork that I've been looking at, guys, you guys have a really refined look, like a clean look, like you guys been doing this for a while. How long have you guys been in this NFT Marketplace environment?
Oh man, we've been creating since January. That's when we launched Neon Shadowpunks. But Nat's been. Nat, how long have you been drawing for?
Oh man, since I was probably 7 or 8 years old, so pretty much all my life.
I love it.
So it's, as I think any NFT artist would say, that it's just great to have a platform, and to have the ability to make some money and have a new kind of way to get some income and some recognition for everyone that's got a talent out there. So we're more than excited to be a part of especially the GameStop Marketplace. It's been awesome.
That's great. So when you guys applied for this marketplace, what was the idea behind it? Like, did you guys apply the first day it went live, or how did it work? Who talked to you?
You did that, right?
Yeah. So I've been following the GameStop saga since last January. I go on Super Stonk every day, and it's become an addiction in some sense. And I'm a GME investor, so I've been kind of keeping up to date with it as much as anyone else has that's been following it. And so once the crypto as a whole, the whole situation started to take a bit of a tumble, I was trying to think of other ways that we can take our collection and take what we've been working on, and that's when applying to be a creator for the GameStop Marketplace seemed like it would have been a good fit for us. And so I kind of tuned Sam into that and kind of gave him a quick little update on like what the situation was with that, and I just went ahead and applied, and surprisingly it was just crazy to actually get a reply from them pretty quickly after that, and to get the ball rolling and get our pieces up on their marketplace.
That's cool. So when you apply, do you like put in the notes like, hey, we've been on other marketplaces where we have a whole collection? Like, I'm curious, like, because there's other artists out there right now that are trying to get into that space, and maybe they don't know what they need to put in their application. Do you have any advice or recommendations what they could put on their app?
Yeah, so what I did, the application itself, I don't know if anyone ever got a chance to check actually, what it entailed, but it was pretty bare bones. It was like 4 or 5 questions, like just a form that you would fill out. And it didn't give you much leeway in terms of what you could include in terms of your work. It said you had like one option to upload a file of something previous, and then an option to upload one file of a current piece that you'd like to include on the marketplace. So I went ahead and made an animated GIF of a rotating, showing like trying to show a couple pieces just into one file, and trying to take advantage of trying to cram as much in there as I could.
Right.
So maybe that's a good tip to kind of keep in mind. And kind of what you were saying, that we wanted to be transparent and upfront and say the fact that we were part of the Phantom Opera market or chain, and primarily doing NFT stuff on that through Phantom, and they were totally fine with us having done that previously and then carrying over and doing
I'm
the
curious.
pieces.
So you were on Phantom. What blockchain does that trade off of? Like, does it connect to?
Yeah, so Phantom's blockchain is Phantom.
Okay.
That's like, yeah, it's its own thing. It's a DAG technically, and it's extremely fast, extremely low gas fees, great community. It's like a top 100 coin. And so basically, if you go to the Neon Shadow Punks in the Creator tab, we basically we had all the assets for generation, right? And so we just generated 250 new ones. If you click on created, it'll show you the collection.
I'm looking right now.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's delayed on the YouTube.
Yeah, no worries.
And we basically had to, we had all the assets ready, and we generated 250 new ones, and then just listed them for sale with all of their rarities and stuff. But what's interesting is, we launched these on PaintSwap, which is on the Phantom network. It's like their marketplace, and we went 10x in like 3 days. Wow. So I mean, like, it's difficult to say if that's going to happen with these as well. But to be honest, the thing this collection has going for it more than anything else is the fact that there's only 250 pieces.
Right, I saw that right now. There's 250, and it says the floor price is 0.12. What does that mean?
That means that the lowest priced NFT is at 0.12.
Oh, okay, I got you.
That's a very good metric of how a collection is doing. So, for example, on PaintSwap, when we first launched, our floor price was 25 Phantom, which at the time was $50, and then the floor price rose to 300 Phantom, which was $600 in a few days. And obviously, there were pieces that were listed for far more than that. We had a gift sell for $10,000 on Phantom, right? But then that was obviously much higher than the floor price. But the floor price is like kind of, I think of NFTs kind of like stocks in the sense that you can trace their average price with the floor price. So the floor price is like the price of the quote unquote stock. And like that tells you, it's a good time to go in. If you're thinking of it purely in financial terms.
So let me ask you this though. So we have a different ability here with GameStop NFT Marketplace is to oppose, like, let's say Phantom. Let's say you guys did make $10,000 over there in Phantom. Like, one sold for that much, right? So that might have been like, I don't know, 20,000 Phantom coins or 5,000 Phantom coins. I don't know. They were worth like 50 cents. How do you get your money? How do you off ramp that fiat, so that you can put money in your pocket? That's my question, because I'm comparing it to what GameStop's doing right now. And what's the off ramp like for you guys here?
Yeah, well, so it's pretty difficult in when you go into one of these like DeFi coins on how to get your money out. Basically what we would do is we would take, it's pretty complicated actually. We would take the Phantom on the Phantom network, trade it for BNB still on the Phantom network, bridge the BNB over to the BSC network, and then send that money to Binance. And then in Binance, we could swap it for real dollars and send it to our bank account. And
how much do you lose in transaction fees, gas fees along the way?
If you do it this way, surprisingly little, because BSC network is very cheap gas fees. If you do it the Ethereum way, and you take money from Phantom and send it to Ethereum, you're going to lose hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, that's layer one, right?
That's it. You don't want to do that. You want to do it through Binance. The problem is if you live in certain parts of the world, you don't get Binance, and then you're forced to do it the Ethereum way, which is unfortunate. And the only thing I can advise is wait until you have enough money and to do the transfer, because the gas fees will be pretty similar. So, for example, if you want to transfer $100 out, the gas fees might be $30, and if you want to transfer out $10,000, it might also be $30. So just wait until you have enough money to make the transaction.
Yeah, I got you. So now, would you say this off ramp that is GameStop, how they're off ramping, is it a much better way? I know we haven't probably taken out the 7.3 ETH that you guys have right now, just on Shadow Punks alone.
I'm going to be honest, I haven't even figured that out yet.
Okay.
I mean, to be honest, I'm so used to like extreme complexity that I'm assuming it'll be a bit more simple.
That's the plan.
But, and to be fair, I do know that I've been reading that for the GameStop wallet in particular, they have the fiat on ramps, which has been great with Stripe. Or I'm sorry, with
Wire and Ramp.
With Wire, that's right, exactly. Yeah, and I did read that they're also going to start doing that the same with the off ramps, which is awesome.
Yeah,
we've been they are. They're doing off ramps within the GameStop wallet, which I think for me, just the fact that we can again be a part of the GameStop, to actually have like work on there has just been huge, and to just see how much they're doing in terms of just making it as simple as possible for the average person to get into it. I think that's been such a huge hurdle, especially Sam describing the fiasco of trying to get your money out of Phantom between like 10 hurdles.
This is why I have you guys here, because there's this practicality of that. You know, this is going out to the masses, and it's simplistic. But in front of that is, I have a creator here, you guys, that have been on other platforms, and I want to know relatively ease of use. You know, you're looking at this platform right now, this marketplace. Is it sleek? Is it smooth? Is it immaculate as we see it? Because we see it it's fluid. So I wonder from a creator standpoint, if you guys see it the same way.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, now it's fantastic, but you know, they've had us on for a month uploading, and it was pretty rough at the beginning.
Yeah, I think the creators as a whole could say that, you know, it's been we're almost kind of the guinea pigs in terms of getting all the bugs and the kinks out, and it's been quite the road to getting to how you guys see it on the front end in terms of launch. And you know, even us adjusting, you know, listings or whatever, that the speed at which the site the marketplace is running now is actually, I'm blown away of how quickly it just seems to have all come together at the tail end of this process. So it's awesome now. But you know, the fact that they built this from the ground up, that we definitely kind of saw the kinks get ironed out, you know, as we were kind of, you know, doing our thing and getting everything ready for launch.
That's awesome. So in a couple more questions for you guys. I want to say more about your story, like where you guys started at. Where did you guys start doing NFTs, artwork? I know you said you started at a very young age. I think that was Nat who was talking. You know, I've always said this about NFT creators. They've had, and any artist really. My daughter's an artist. She goes to a performing arts school just for art. She had to put in like 13 pieces of art to get in, and then they make you do the art in front of them so that it's not like someone else did the artwork. It's pretty intense. And so I've always said, you know, if you have that mind, you've had it at a very young age, and maybe this is what you've been developing towards this whole time frame. Like you put these sets together, these pieces together, but where does the creative process end, or does it just keep expanding on your current program right now? But what other things do you guys have in the works, and how long do you plan on working on them? That's just it.
Do you want to go, Sam? Or
yeah, I'll have a go at it. So, if you check out our Stone Gods collection, we basically, just to fill, we started with Neon Shadowpunks. It was a very simple process to make these. I'm going to be honest with you. Like compared to what we did afterwards, Neon Shadow, it's pixelated art. You know,
right? Yeah, I saw.
We based it off the CryptoPunk selection. That doesn't mean we don't love them, and that I think it's so sick. Like it's just I love the cyberpunk vibe. But this wasn't like a high effort collection compared to what happened afterwards. This took us like a week, basically, right? It was a learning process. We learned how to do generative art, You know, we put them together, done. They sold really well on Phantom, and then we decided let's actually start to create something with artistic merit and value that's like, you know, a high quality collection that's not like a derivative of something else. And we made Stone Gods. So if you go and check those out, we basically spent 4 months making these, and they were like a learning process, you know, because like Nat created 200 plus assets to make this collection, right? It took him, I don't know, how many hours do you think it took you, Nat?
I probably for the best didn't clock it, but you know, it was me, you know, doing long nights for it was supposed to be originally, I think, a month's worth of time, and you know, me being a perfectionist in terms of, you know, wanting to put out my best work, that it just ended up taking, you know, 4 months instead of one, and but yeah, it's the way that it came out, we really wanted to do something that was not, you know, maybe not 3D rendered, or, you know, some of the, especially, you know, at that point, there was, you know, all the, you know, I was getting ads on social media for, you know, all these, you know, new Ethereum collections, and it was all 3D rendered stuff. I said, you know, why don't we do something that's, you know, a little more, you know, 2D and like hand drawn looking. We heavily referenced and were inspired by the artist Mobius, the French sci-fi like comics illustrator. Always been a huge fan of his work. And then, you know, when I was a kid, I grew up drawing, you know, Nintendo 64 like Zelda characters from video games, and I was really into anime and manga and getting how to draw books, and so it was cool to like be able to tie in stuff that I grew up with and having all these references of my love for learning about ancient civilization and trying to tie in all these things into like a unique collection artistically that people would view as a collectible, and have a generative collection that was maybe something a little bit different that we weren't seeing from other artists.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have to create your own space out here. You have 50 launch day creators, and everyone has a project, right? And these projects, some are getting a lot of pubs, some are not. The reason why I have you guys here is because you guys have a different story than some guys. Like, we just had a launch creator who started doing it, and the utility behind it is it's going to give back to veterans, whatever it may be. And in this case, somebody like you guys, we have a smaller studio, and it's not getting as much run. I know those punks, those neon punks are looking great, and I was thinking it was like the other one, but I'm looking at some of your artwork right now. I'm looking for the moving ones. I know you have some here on Stone Gods, but I can't find them because there's enough out here.
If you filter from like highest price first, you'll see the animated ones at the top.
Because it's I'm gonna go like this from $1,000. How's that? Does that allow it? Because there's nothing for 1,000 really.
It's if you filter on the top right through highest price.
Yeah, it didn't let me do it that way. Let me see.
I think you can scroll down. It doesn't really seem like you can scroll through those the options for sorting, but that you can actually scroll.
All right, let me see some. There we go. So these are the ones that have movement. I see them. I like these. These are just different. And I know people don't understand. Like, I have a guy right now in my chat going crazy, writing 100 messages, and I'm ignoring them.
Yeah, I mean, no, those people like the stray guy, like they think that it's a weird way of thinking. It's like, just because it's a digital piece of art, it doesn't hold inherent value. And I don't think, I just think some people haven't like made the connection between.
Well, he's an investor for another company. Okay, like you got to remember, I go through trolls all day long out here in this space, and they can't take the fact that GameStop, the stock is up to 142.24 right now on less than 2 million shares traded back and forth. What a great investment! But the great investment's not worth anything without you guys like you. Mm-hmm. You guys are out here doing the work, and I'm fully prepared to keep paying attention to the marketplace. What it does, I've transitioned myself to learn about NFTs, to give them away. I have a couple of guys who are trying to get into the space that you guys are in, and I think the space is big enough for that. This is a launch day. I mean, we've been live for like 2 days. I don't think people have really put too much depth into it and the partnerships that could come out of this. But I'm happy to see that you guys are getting some volume going. You guys are in the conversation, so I'm extremely excited. And you guys should be recognized. Launch Day NFT Creators is a title that you guys can carry for a long time, well, for the rest of your life. So I'm so happy you guys were able to reach out and come on out. Last couple of questions I have for you guys, because I know people are looking at your whole set right now. They're DMing me. My last part of this is, where are you guys headed? What do you guys want out of this? And then, I see this marketplace. I know they're going to integrate video games and music like they already have. Well, what route are you guys going?
So we've got this collection plan called Stone Gods Origins, which is going to basically explain the origins of the Stone Gods and give some lore to the project. And it's basically going to be a comic strip collection where you buy an NFT and you get a physical poster of the NFT as a reward as well. Awesome. We have to still set up the back end of that. It's a bit complicated because we need a separate website where you go and submit your token, then can submit a digital shipping address, and then we wire that to the drop shipping company, which ships you the poster. It's this whole thing. But what that's going to do basically is kind of move us a bit closer to the whole immutable video game thing, right? Like, we want something that's tangible and related to like the real world. And the end goal of the Stone Gods Origins collection is to create a digital comic book which you can like flip through, basically.
That's
right?
Awesome.
So
that's people love that. People collect comic books, by the way. Just out there for anyone like Stray who doesn't understand. There are collectible pieces out here. I'm going to be getting one of your guys' pieces. This is not lip service. I plan on buying one of your pieces coming up. I think it's going to be in about 7 days. Hey, I wait for payday because I have other stuff going through. No, it's okay. But, we got to support the artists, got to support this movement. One other question, because I got to go behind the scenes here a little bit. So you guys get approved. What was the turnaround time? Like, how much time did you have once you knew you got approved, you were going to be part of the program? Now, do they send you an email? Do they call you? Or do they say, like, hey, you can't tell anybody? How does it really work?
I'm sure no one's surprised to hear that the whole thing was very hush hush, and we could not really share any information really with anyone in terms of, and they actually were pretty hush hush in terms of, we didn't really have a set date that we were given for launch. But I think, I applied. Sam, I don't know if you can remember exactly when, but it was probably probably 2 months ago, maybe a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
They got back to us pretty quickly, which I was surprised to see. But at that point, we were kind of off to the races in terms of getting all of our stuff minted and ready to go, and have all the metadata ready for the attributes for all of our collections. And they were always pretty responsive in terms of keeping, checking in, giving us updates. But in terms of a timeline for launch, it was always very vague. So I think there was a lot of rumors that maybe people were thinking that creators had an idea of what was going to happen, but in reality, like we were pretty close to as in the dark as others were.
Yeah, but I remember seeing tweets go out and they were saying like, I've been keeping this secret. I'm a launch day creator. Like, I want to know, did they like get that info? I can ask some people who finally said that part.
They told us you're allowed to tweet that now. And they gave us a template for what we could say.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and of course, maybe some people were going to deviate, but for me, I was like, the last thing I want to do is try and overstep my boundaries and get kicked off this thing before it even launches. You know what I mean? So
I just want to make this free and clear. You guys have not been paid $1 for all your work in the last 4 months.
Well, yeah. So we kind of, we did pretty well from the initial Neon Shadowpunks collection in January, which kind of gave us the opportunity to reinvest a lot of that into marketing and try and build out the community for Stone Gods. For Stone Gods. And then but from there, you kind of going on the hope and the whim that all this work's going to kind of amount to paying off at some point. And so it's great to get the chance, especially with the launch of the marketplace, to do just that.
Well, I'm going to tell you guys, like I've been telling every single GameStop launch day creator, GameStop NFT Marketplace launch day creator. You guys should really look at buying this damn company itself called GameStop. The stock right now is $142.85 on a little breakout. Almost 2 million shares traded back and forth today. It's a great day, a great investment day for me, and I'm just so happy you guys came out. Thank you for reaching out. Really, if you guys all want to watch this back, it's going to be live on here forever. Okay, so it's on YouTube. If you ever want to show your friends and family where you guys started from, this story's out here in the real world. This is Corey Studios. This is the Neon Punks. This is Stone Gods. These guys are awesome, and they have a place out here in this marketplace, and I hope it gets bigger, and I'm just showing my support, guys.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate your time, and it was fun to talk to you and have a little chat about everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nat's already a big investor in games.
Oh yeah, no, especially I was stoked to hear that you wanted to do this with us, and I'm like 98% DRS, ready to rock. So it was cool to, again, I'm stoked to be able to tie this into the NFT art as well. So yeah.
Well, cool. Maybe you guys can watch the channel sometime. You'll see what the hell we're doing out here. But GameStop, can't stop, won't stop. GameStop. I'm gonna see you around, creators. Appreciate you guys.
All right, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Take care, guys. Bye bye.